Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Build a Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 164 today and we are back for our first Champions League group stage game. It's a winnable one away at Montpellier, and you can see at the bottom of the calendar section in the top right of the screen that we face the old nemesis yet again in another team in the group stage. What that does mean is we've got potentially two winnable ties and could see the last 16 this year. But more importantly, from Wales, we've got four sides in the European group stages. If you're looking forward to seeing that, an action-packed end to the Welsh transfer window. It's been absolute chaos and probably the biggest step of development we've ever seen between the last two episodes. The end of the domestic transfer window, the fact that four sides got into the group stages, it promises an awful lot. You can see bar games against us, TNS and Barry have won everything so far. Colwyn Bay not far behind that. I'm getting excited. I hope you are too. If you're looking forward to seeing all the action, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily content from this series every weekday and our Spurs series at the weekend too. There's links in the eye above to the Twitch and the podcast channel as well. Loads of football content over there. But a massive thank you for your support. Now let's go and get into it because I am very excited. Let's start by getting through our stuff first. So the end of the transfer window is the first thing. We said it was probably going to be quiet for us. It almost wasn't, because we had an offer for Ahmet Bektas, our left back, of £25 million from West Brom. 15 up front, 5 guaranteed, and then 5 after appearances. I accepted it. I couldn't turn it down for a 28-year-old who'd just become our backup left back, but he rejected West Brom. We weren't able to get Morgan or McKenzie out, so we are left with a slightly bigger squad than we expected defensively. But actually, given the amount of players that went away on international duty, that did actually work out okay for us later on. But a little bit of a shame because it would have been crazy money for a player that we didn't really need. But as a result, no action on the transfer front for us. Let's have a look at the schedule though, because this is where it's been looking very, very cosy this year. You were with me for the first leg against Zenit. We followed it up with our backup team, a 3-0 win away at Carmarthen. Tom Jones has won Welsh League Player of the Year 2 years in a row. He's going to win it this year again, let me tell you. Fantastic at that level. He's a brilliant star for us. Ludamir Srom added the other, and it was done before half-time in truth. We then won 2-1 at home to Zenit in the second leg. Again, they ran us really close. They had great chances. Bozic did get his goal, but again probably should have scored more. He's a fabulous player though. Croatia got a number of great strikers, including the two we have. But Bulkley and Reyes got the comeback goals, and in the end, comfortable passage through to the Champions League group stages. We beat Kef and Druids the weekend after 7-0. Jones opened the scoring again. Kavara got one. And then we had a bizarre situation. Brett Jennings and Kresimir Loza got 2 goals apiece. I then gave Brett Jennings a penalty to try and get him a rare hat-trick. He hit the post, it came back out, and then Kresimir Loza tapped the rebound in. So despite my best intentions, it was Loza who got the hat-trick rather than Brett Jennings. Into September, the international break came here. We had a few players away for each of the next two. We won 3-1 at Barrytown United, who themselves had 2 key players away on international duty. Jones, Walters and Goulding got our goals. Against Partick Thistle, a 3-0 victory. A depleted side, you see the bench. Rothel and De Rosa coming off for rare appearances from the youth team. But Walters and Goulding again combined to get the 3 goals for us. A 5-0 win at home to TNS. Both sides had lost players to internationals and they were coming back a bit unfit. But crucially for us, Wales didn't play Kyo Bulkley. So he got a brace, Whittaker got 1, and then Loza and Strom with late goals to make it look far more comfortable than it was. A 6-0 win against Llanelli, this one was very much comfortable, but 3 stoppage time goals at the end of the game as fatigue set in for Llanelli. They're one of the weakest sides in the league unfortunately, and it told. Tom Jones, Dimitar Nenov, Kian Bulkley, Kyo Bulkley, Kane Walters and Bojan Gavara all getting a goal apiece. And that leads us nicely into this game against Montpellier. A couple of little injuries, not much that's going to harm us today. But really, it's a pretty nice Champions League group. Some of the other sides in Wales haven't been so lucky, but we have. Manchester City will probably run away with it. But Wraith, we had a very close encounter with in the semi-final of the Europa League last year. Montpellier, no stronger than the Stade de Reims side we battered last season. They've got a very weak side, and then a world-class goalkeeper. So they've got France's #1 between the sticks. It's a brilliant player. Xavier Arbal, that is. The rest of the team, sort of 2.5-star ability by our standard at the most. Backup players at our level. Really is surprising that they've got such a good keeper and the rest is so poor. Wraith, still a very good side. Greg Pringle, still the star. but they've not improved as much as us in the window overall. So if we can keep Greg Pringle quiet, I'd like to hope that we can keep Gary Rowett's side quiet overall. Interestingly, the Wraith encounters continue. We're playing their reserves in the SPFL Trust Trophy next time out. Good job in the international break. Hopefully they'll rest a few as well. If they put some of the senior players in the reserve team, then we might have a little bit of trouble. They did win the title again in Scotland though, which is how we've got this group. So they've kept the old firm at bay 2 years in a row. And perhaps the most amazing thing that happened, we said about last year, the fact that Arsenal were going into the Europa League final and we missed out on an opportunity by losing to Wraith. Can I just point out to you, towards the end of that year, Wraith went and won it on penalties. Wraith won the Europa League. We lost to the champions. This is a world-class side in Wraith Rovers. And I said it last year in the semi-final. What they're doing is more shocking than what we're doing, which is hilarious to me in the 18th season. Let's go and have a look at the other Welsh sides though. But firstly, the end to the transfer window, because it was crazy. Let's get to deadline day and the last couple of weeks. You can see it's gone mad. And Barrytown United still sending players across the league to improve the other side. So Colin Bay, a 17-year-old Russian left back, really good improvement for them. And the same for Jimmy Murphy going to Bala. The rest of the nation is benefiting from the success of Barry and TNS. So you can see on deadline day, loads of paid transfers flying about. The most important one I've got to bring your attention to is the biggest one. Alex Ngar has gone from Grimsby to TNS for 625,000. Look at him. Top class player, Cameroon international, really solid across the board. You can just look at the stats and say, yes, they're not at our level yet, but this is a big upgrade. These players are sort of on a level of a Scott McKenzie, for example, who's sitting as our reserve and was our backup till last season. This is a huge step up for clubs like TNS. $3,000 a week they're paying him. I mean, Barry at the same time, albeit for a cheaper fee, we're bringing in a player like Ben Palmer. He's their backup striker. And he's stronger than they probably had as their first choice 3 or 4 years ago. So definitely big upgrades across the board there. We're seeing some interesting loans going about too. I just wanted to pick out some of the key transfers really from deadline day. You can see Bala, Colwyn Bay spending money from sides in England. Barrytown United got steal of the day. Tom Dodd from Barnet for 27.5 grand. Very good player. Maybe not the best defensively, but a solid passer of the ball, excellent mentally and physically. He's a proper central midfielder who can do a job for them. TNS went mad as well. They got Dale Durkin on a free, a 30-year-old winger who, again, you can see instantly the difference in quality just from looking at the attributes. And in the other one, Fred Davenport, 100 grand from Scunthorpe. And again, massive upgrade in centre midfield, a proper ball player. They've got so much quality. I'm a little concerned with TNS that it's almost all midfielders, but still, you can't complain at the rate these sides are improving. Newtown went for big loans as well. We mentioned the one they got from Burnley. They got another one from Bournemouth in Josh Bird, who's a big upgrade on what they've had. So we're gradually seeing the whole league improving quality. And as we headed towards the end of the window, I'm starting to think that we could only be 1 or 2 years away before TNS and Barry compete again. Because they're going to keep improving. And we probably can't get a better side than we've got now. We have got world-class talent in 4 or 5 positions, which we didn't expect to have at this stage. The fact we've reached a European semi-final, we're not going to gain that much more reputation in the next few years, unless we do that every season. Whereas TNS and Barry, as they continue to progress in Europe, they continue to build their coefficient, they're going to go on from strength to strength. And Tate, what a start he's had. TNS, 3 starts, 3 goals, already looking like a superstar, and starting to improve a little bit off the pitch again as well. So a massive end to the transfer window. Possibly just about the most exciting thing I've seen so far. And we're looking at it now where TNS and Barrytown United are winning every other game apart from the ones against us. There's starting to be a real gulf and 3 or 4 sides that can compete right at the top. What that's meant is they've also got a chance in Europe despite some horrific draws. TNS have got the worst Europa League group I've ever seen. If I show you it, if we go and have a look at their schedule, they've got Bayer Leverkusen, Levante and Torino. All of the big leagues, all big sides. They're going to do very well to get third out of that. I know the players they bought in will help. The likes of Venados are still top class. But that's a massive ask to get above one of those 3 sides. Hopefully, though, they can just sneak third somehow and be in the Europa Conference after Christmas. And of course, the other 2 sides are already in that competition. Yes, Barry haven't got to the Europa League like they did last year. But that might be a blessing in disguise because their group, albeit containing Everton, Also has Bartey Borisov, who aren't quite the side they once were, albeit they've got a very good key player as a young centre-half. But they also have Botev Ratsa from Bulgaria, who do not look a great side at all. So I'm fancying Barrytown United to get second in that group. We'll wait and see if I'm right on that front. And the final one, Colwyn Bay. Do you know what? I'm not expecting them to get through. For us, it's the progress that they've made the group stages. They've got a difficult draw. Getafe, a massive side, is going to be very difficult. Victoria Pelzant have got brilliant youngsters throughout. And Alexandria, the side that knocked Cardiff Met Uni out, are still a good team. But maybe if Colwyn Bay can nick a point or two, that's where we see our real progress moving forward. So I'm hopeful that we're going to see big things from Welsh football in the next year or two. The big thing, of course, as you've seen from all of those sides as we've gone onto their pages, finances looking secure and lovely. The reputation will surely increase again this year. And hopefully we'll start to see some of the facilities go as well. Barrytown United are moving into a new stadium, albeit with a reduced capacity, but it's their own, which is something, I guess. TNS have upgraded their first two sets of facilities, which is lovely to see as well. And Colwyn Bay not far behind them. Of course, they're the ones that we're looking to next. Can they make that leap? Maybe increase one of the facilities and start to move forward as well. Or even, with the group stage football this year, go on a big investment spree in January and next summer. So plenty to ponder there, plenty to look forward to. But it's fair to say I'm the most excited I've ever been in this Builder Nation because I'm finally seeing signs that TNS and Barry can produce top quality sides. They're starting to recruit well towards the end of the window. But let's go and focus on us for a moment. We've got a big game against Montpellier, and this is one of those Champions League games I'm expecting to win. We've got to break down the goalkeeper, who we know is fantastic. We've got to keep our boys gelling together, but we know potentially we've got a side that are capable of winning this. So let's see what team the assistants pick. We'll go and have a little play around with it, and we'll be back in a moment to run through our 11 and head to France in the Champions League group stages. Okay, and this is the lineup we're going for in this one. Whittaker, the only man from the first 11 unavailable. We're without our backup keeper, Agost, as well. It means Simancas is between the sticks, Fletcher and Nenov the fullbacks. Jennings partnered by Briones today, the Boca Juniors signing. He's rated the best centre-half at the club now, so we've probably got to give him his fair chance. Odell, Reyes, Garcia and Bulkley, the midfield diamond. Probably the only area we haven't been able to keep people up to fitness. Reyes, Garcia, they've had little suspensions, little knocks, silly things here and there. So we're hoping to get the best out of them in the next few weeks. Bulkley's in the number 10 behind Loza and Cavara. Loza started the season better than Gordon, and that means he comes into this team. So hopefully we'll be able to produce the result. We've got a very strong bench as always. And Tom Jones, the only one getting a complete rest today, because he's had a heavy match load over the internationals. If we get one as comfortable as we did in France last year, I'll certainly be very content for the evening. So 8 changes from our last league game. It's a big tie for us today. Arbau's the skipper in goal for Montpellier, a brilliant keeper. They've got a decent team aside from that, but not a great one. And weirdly, this summer, they beat TNS to the signing of Connor Smith, who was formerly at Barrytown United about 8 or 9 years ago as a youngster. He's now a decent 30-year-old, but nowhere near the level of the rest of their players. So I've no idea where that one came from. But we're going to encourage the lads. We're going to drop to our balanced mentality, which we basically always do on the road in Europe. I'm hoping this will be a big night at the office. Let's get through the tunnel interview into the first half and hope we can produce the goods. And we're here immediately from the kickoff, which is normally a worrying sign unless we can win it back high up the pitch. It's Bout to Grenier. Out to the left back, and now Connor Smith, who's playing off the left wing. Pretty sure he was a number 10 and striker, so not sure what he's doing out there. Maybe he's learned it over the years. They've got it on the right though, Montpellier. It's been a very good start from them, an aggressive one as well. Back to the edge of the box to Boubs, a thunderous strike. And Simancas, fair play to him. Brilliant save up to his left. He's alert, he's very, very agile early on. He didn't take any time to warm up there. Gomez Garcia heads the corner away, and now we can counter with Kaio Bulkley. Over halfway, it's a 2-on-2, tries to find Cavara, it's a brilliant touch, slides it in the corner. And from Simancas saving our bacon after 30 seconds, we've got the lead within 70. Bulkley with the through ball, Cavara with the goal. And I think those two as a combination are going to be our world-class attacking force for the rest of this save. Bulkley we've known about his talents for years, but Cavara, the best striker we've ever had. Maybe bar Greg Pringle. And the game's sort of quietened down since. We're back with just under half an hour on the clock as Fletcher throws in from left back. It's been a controlled display, and after that first minute scare, we have warmed up here. Bulkley releases Nenov on the wing again. Had a brilliant game so far, the number 10. Tried to play the through ball, Nenov reversed it in on his left foot, but it's just overhit for Loza. Maybe a quicker striker would have got there. Long kick forward, headed away by the new Argentine centre-half. Bulkley comes over halfway, gives it to Kvara again. Same combination, but this time, fabulous sliding tackle from the centre-half. It's just deflected wide into the side netting. We've got a corner kick as a result. Bulkley will take it. Outswinging delivery right on top of the keeper. Kvara can't get there though. Reyes back to Bulkley again. In towards Loza, who loses out in the air. Gomez Garcia gets it left side of the box. And he's forced back to halfway. But a really good display since that early scare. And that's the importance of a great keeper. Simancas kept it 0-0. And now we've built our confidence. As Briones has got it at the back again. Through ball towards Kvara. Must be offside. It's back to Loza who scores. The flag doesn't go up. Brilliant ball from the Argentine centre-half. Fabulous run from Kvara. He turns provider this time. And Loza couldn't miss. 2 yards out. Comfortable finish. The Champions League group stage is looking good. We just need Manchester City to beat Rafe later on. And then we can start to think about seconds. It's half time here. Of course, we've only ever had one last 16 appearance in the Champions League. We'd love to match that and maybe avoid Real Madrid this year. But it would be a real sign of progress. Imagine if we got a Champions League quarter-final. As Bulkley gets the ball into Kvara. Good save by Arbal to tip it wide. Think I might be getting slightly ahead of myself. Rafe beat us and won the Europa League last year. We need to temper expectations slightly. As Bulkley gets the ball on the right. And you could argue, if we get to the Europa League knockouts, have we got the best chance of winning it? Because it'd mean Rafe would be through. As Kvara picks it up again. Really good save by Arbal to his right. I tell you what, we're seeing two of the world's finest goalkeepers here. As Fletcher throws in from the left to Kvara. We've started the second half on fire. But we could do with a third goal to wrap it up. Fletcher's released down the left again. In towards Loza. Fabulous run. Brilliant header. Arbal has no chance. It's 3-0 Bangor City. And surely that's 3 points wrapped up. As we're 10 minutes gone in the second half, it's a rare flurry forward from Montpellier. We haven't seen them do this since the first minute, albeit it was a brilliant attack. Briones heads away though, and here's Kvara. And as they throw men forward, this is where we get caught out. The foul is not given. It's an advantage played and a good one by the referee. Gomez Garcia releases Caio Bulkley. Shot's blocked, but it's still with him right side of the box. Chance to cross, that's blocked as well. But what a performance it's been. 25 minutes remaining. Odell's going to have a rest again. Not quite warmed up to the shirt yet. Tempted to bring on Whelan rather than Lloyd. Let's do it. Give him a run out. Nenov not had the best game at right back, so Kai McDonald for him. And we'll make the last sub in 10 more minutes. Well, Caio Bulkley's a little bit tired. I think it's fair to say he's earned his rest, hasn't he? 3-0 up. It's a good opportunity to do so. Gethin Davis will get a run out. He's now up to 3.5 star too. We've got the 3 best Welsh attacking midfielders. It's absolutely crazy, really, as Loza picks it up on the right side. Gets inside to the centre circle, gives it to Gomez Garcia. The through ball to Kvara intercepted, but Reyes gets it again. Oh, he delivered it for the Croatian, and he somehow put it wide. I thought Kvara would make the net bulge there, but he's missed an absolute sit-up. Thank God he's got his goal already. As he gets it on the left again. Gomez Garcia loses the challenge. Whelan heads it away, though. He's going to fall for Briones at centre-half. He's got Fletcher ahead of him. He's got men inside. Who's he going to go for? Just goes on a run himself down the left. The centre-half flying forward. This is the fluidity of the tactic. Gets to the byline. His cross is blocked. And now we're going to suffer on the counter. No, because Montpellier are so slow to play out. And eventually the long ball just finds Jennings. Fletcher gives it short to Whelan. Over the top towards Loza. Everybody's missed it. And on a hat-trick, he couldn't put it away. It's a fabulous save. Arbal between the sticks has been brilliant for Montpellier. And he's just about the best keeper in the world, I think, as Reyes delivers it in. Barrow heads away. He's not gone too far, though. With 5 minutes to go. The only shot on target Montpellier have had was that thunderous strike in the first minute. And after Simancas stopped them there, we've looked absolutely dominant. It's a long ball away. Smith picks it up in the number 10 role. Montpellier trying to get that consolation goal, but they give it away. Gomez Garcia to Kvara. Through ball towards Loza on a hat-trick, but he's being unselfish and running wide. Cuts it in towards Ruben Reyes. Brilliant first touch. And a lovely block by the defender. Gets back just in time. It's cleared down the left-hand side for the French side. They pick it up, but they're not really going anywhere with it. Just playing square passes. And normally the long balls have gone astray. Though this time they work it out well to Esteve. Gives it away to Whelan. Been really good in that holding midfield role. Finds Esteve in the middle again though. Dos Santos wide. The left winger takes on McDonald and beats him. Jennings comes across, doesn't block the cross. Loricourt into Keita. Skims the top of the woodwork on its way through. But we're into 3 minutes of stoppage time as Reyes gets the throw from McDonald. Plays it back to him. Been a really good display, and I'd love a fourth goal because we probably deserved it on the balance. Here's Whelan to Gomez Garcia. Davis through to Guevara. Block back to him again. Now Loza. McDonald over on the right. There's 4 in the middle. Great save from the first shot again. Abrau's kept the score down here. What a goalkeeper we've come up against. But it's not enough to stop them. He's been their best player by a country mile. We're playing out with Samancas. 90 seconds of stoppage time remaining. Reyes brings it over halfway, just gliding past people. What a player he is. Out to Kai McDonald on the right. Loza's intercepted from the through ball. Is that a little tug of the shirt? Guevara shot saved though. Abrau to the party again. Loza in behind for the 3rd time in stoppage time. We are so desperate to get a 4th goal. It's chaotic scenes. We're through 1-on-1 every 20 seconds. As the ball's on the left for Fletcher to Guevara. Back to Fletcher again. Towards Whelan on the edge. He's lost out to Smith. And surely that will be it. 10 seconds to go. It's out for a throw-in. What a display. Perfect performance. The goalkeeper was on form. We played fluid attacking football. And we prevented most of the counter-attacks. We couldn't ask for more. Fletcher plays a long ball in behind. It's intercepted easily. And there goes the final whistle. Montpellier 0, Bangor City 3. A fabulous opening night in the Champions League group stages. Let's go and have a look at the schedule for when we're next going to be back. Of course, the win means another £2.5 million in the bank. Our next games are Raith Rovers away and Manchester City at home. Now that works out pretty nicely. We'll show the Manchester City game at home, which of the 2 games is our only chance to get a point. And then we'll show the final game, which is at home to Raith Rovers, the old foe. So 2 big episodes to come. If you're looking forward to them, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. I hope you enjoyed that performance on the road. And let me know in the comments, what did you think at the end of the Welsh transfer window? It certainly got me excited. It's got me expectant. And I'm just hoping a couple of the teams can deliver a shock in Europe. If you want to stay up to date and find out, please do subscribe down below for new episodes from this series every weekday at 3:30. Turn that notification bell on for alerts every time a new episode's released, as we'll continue our Spurs mini-series at the weekend too. There's links to the Twitch channel and the football podcast in the eye above. Please do go and check them out. And a massive thank you for watching, for following along as always. And I'll see you next time for more Champions League action.